A lot of people ask me, what do I enjoy most about homesteading? Well, it's not just about homesteading, it's about a peaceful lifestyle. But what I enjoy most is gathering my herbs. All winter long, I think about it. I think about what herbs am I going to grow this year. Winter long, I think about how beautiful it's going to look. My home looks really different in the wintertime. It's so plain and so drab. But as soon as the spring comes and the summer, it's like a whole new world here for me. With the greenhouse, I'm going to try to see if I can prolong my summer. I'm not very keen on a lot of snow. I don't mind it. Some years it seems like the winter just goes on forever and ever and ever. And then we have some mild years. Once in a while. But here in Pennsylvania we have all the seasons. My favorite is spring and fall. I love spring and fall. I wish we could have the temperatures in the 70s all year round. But you know what? The changing of the leaves are really pretty. And it is nice to see the changes of the seasons. Especially when you harvest and you homestead like I do. It just makes things different when you have to get ready for the winter time. I go away so little in my life. I'm home almost all the time. And that's why I've tried to create it such a peaceful place here where I can be kept busy. I'm not the kind of girl who likes to sit inside the house. I have to be outside and I have to be working. I have to always be doing something. So this was a perfect outlet for me, having a YouTube channel, because it enables me to enjoy the things that I like. Plus I can share it with all of you. So I'm going to tilt my camera and I'll show you what I'm working on. So what do I use lemon verbena for? Well, you can make yourself a tea with it. You can make yourself a syrup and can it. Anything that you need a lemon flavor, it's very strong. Also, you can put it in soaps and put it in all kinds of lotions. Now this gets air dried. It's so delicate for me, I don't want to put it in the dehydrator. So we're just going to let this air dry. We have my lemon verbena. We're going to cut it way back. The more you cut it, the bushier it will get, and the more you'll get from it. It's high time to get this cut back. And I'm going to share with you what you can use lemon verbena for. This is my ultimate favorite herb. Now we'll have to go and I'll show you where else I have some of it growing. I always plant my lemon verbena right near our house. I don't have it out in the garden. It seems to grow really well in containers. Now in my zone, if you have freezing winters, you can't grow it over the winter. But a lot of you who live in Florida and states that don't have the freezing temperatures, you can actually grow this all year round. And how blessed are you? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just cut this way back. What you're looking at here is feverfew. We're also going to harvest some of this. You got to be careful with feverfew. Feverfew is it's like an aspirin. You can use this if you have headaches or any kinds of aches and pains. A lot of times just one leaf, if you chew on it, will get rid of your headaches. But you can brew this into a tea. You don't want to mistake feverfew for chamomile. The flower looks similar, but a chamomile has a beautiful apple scent. And feverfew, is very bitter, so it doesn't take you long to figure out the two differences. The next thing we're going to work on is the feverfew. Now, feverfew, you can make a tincture with it, or you can make a tea with it, but like I said, it's very potent. So what we do is you can use the flowers and the leaves. So I'm also going to use this in potpourris or in wreaths, garden wreaths. It's so many neat things you can do this with, because the flowers do dry very, very pretty. So we're just going to lay it out flat like this. And this is going to go in my greenhouse, just like the other herbs that I'm using. Okay, so that's feverfew, and that's all it is to it. Now I'm going to show you my garlic. Having the greenhouse is very nice for being able to cure some things. This is the garlic. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it this far. We're going to leave a neck on it. That way the bulb dries thoroughly. And then after I cut it, we're going to let it dry for another month or two. Now, a lot of people like to braid their garlic, but this is little bulbs that I harvested, and I'm not going to braid these. I'm going to use these right away as soon as they're dried. But we leave a large neck on it, so that way they can dry. This is how I do things. Everybody has a different method, but this seems to work out really good for me. Alright, so now that's going back in the greenhouse. So now we have all of these seed heads, all kinds of seeds. So I'm going to take the task of separating all these seeds. I won't film all of it, but I'll show you what it looks like when we're finished. And this is going to be my pizza spices and seasonings for when I do a lot of canning of my pizza sauce. We can a lot of tomatoes here. This is a big thing in our home, is tomato products. Anywhere from tomato ketchup to spaghetti sauce to pizza sauce, which is a little thicker. We have a lot of tomatoes. I also can a lot of V8 to use in soups. So this is what we have so far. I'm going to go and harvest my thyme and harvest some herbs. Basil is very strong. I don't want to put anything else in this dehydrator that's not going to go with it. So in other words, I'm not going to dehydrate my lemon verbena that I keep separate. But you can put your thyme in here, you can put your oregano, anything that's for pizza, because the flavors really will mix well. You don't want to have it too high heat. So I turn for my herbs down to about 125. And in a matter of about an hour to an hour and a half, they'll be dehydrated. That's the fun thing about herbs. You don't have to wait forever to have it finished. Alright everybody, here is all the time that I have. All the time in the world to have time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to harvest all of this. This grows back for me every single summer. And I just keep it in this little container. It works out great. So I'm going to dehydrate this, and I'm going to dehydrate it with my basil. So now we have plenty of time.